Ahora inicia Fraude al desnudo con Marta DiGaetano Dec. Transmisiones en vivo cada semana. Mira las transmisiones de nuevo en nuestras plataformas digitales. ¿Estás listo para aprender y compartir las mejores prácticas de la industria de administración de riesgos?
Hola, muy buenas tardes a todos. Bienvenidos a una cápsula especial de Fraude al desnudo hoy, diciembre 19. Les habla Marta DiGaetano Dec desde la bella ciudad de Chicago para las personas que se conectan por primera vez a nuestro programa. Hoy estamos haciendo una sesión muy especial porque tengo una súper invitada. Inicialmente John iba a estar aquí con nosotros, pero tuvo una dificultad, ya ahora entiendo, ha estado viajando mucho y pues tiene un conflicto en su horario, pero el universo siempre trabaja para mí de una manera magnífica. John me recomendó hablar con Marci el día de hoy. Y Marci va a contarnos acerca de una organización muy especial que existe en este momento en Estados Unidos y que se está moviendo muy fuerte en Latinoamérica. De hecho, John Calderón y yo hemos estado hablando de cómo mover esta organización de personas que luchan contra el crimen organizado, que luchan contra el crimen financiero. Marci está en New Jersey, creo, ella ahora nos va a corregir y nos va a tocar cambiar a inglés para poder conversar con Marci. Así que bienvenidos todos. Marci, thank you so much for being here in my program. I am so excited. We were talking before to start the program about you and the universe always works for me because John cannot make it today, but you are here. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And yes, I loved our dialogue in the beginning of this. So I really look forward to being able to partner with you going forward and partnering with your audience as well.
Yes. How are your Spanish?
0.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to have to take some lessons soon enough.
Yeah, I think it's good. So most of my audience are in Latin America, but I have a good followers and people very interested in my program here in United States and in fact in other countries because I am bringing and inviting people to talk in English and I am sure that the best practices don't need to be in a specific language. We need to learn more about people like you, like John, and all of my guests who has been here sharing amazing information. Yeah. So, Marci, before to start to talk about coalition and the organization, just tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm Marci DiGaetano. I live in New Jersey. Do not speak Spanish, but we will get there. I am the vice president of sales for a company called Marquez, and we are a data platform provider technology to help organizations manage, minimize risk, onboard customers safely. And I hate to admit it publicly, but I have been in this space for 22 years.
Woohoo.
So I have seen the risk space evolve over the years, and it's amazing on just the challenges in itself that our professionals in the AFC community face versus what is up against them day by day. So
yes, the world is changing a lot. So every time that we see the risks and maps that different organizations provide, we see the changes in 5 years have been crazy. Cybersecurity now is a big thing, cybercrime, and then everything that is happening with claim exchange is amazing. It's really interesting.
Yes.
So let's talk the coalition. Okay. I think it was this year when John contacted me and he said, let's have coffee. We couldn't. But we started to talk about the coalition, and I loved the organization. Can you tell us about this organization here in the United States and how you are moving forward in other countries?
Yeah, absolutely. So you were correct. Our organization is 6 months old. And what we've done, what we've been able to accomplish in the last 6 months is remarkable.
Wait a minute. Excuse me, ma'am. 6 months?
6 months.
I thought that it was 2-3 years old.
Well, 6 months.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so let me tell so the backstory of how the organization came about is really remarkable. And I think that it really does resonate with the community in itself about what was lacking in the community. So John is the founder and chair of the Coalition Against Financial Crime, also known as CAFC. We are a group of professionals, whether we are practitioners or we are vendors or we are consultants, that have some arm in the AFC compliance, AML space, right? Whether it be for financial institutions, whether it be for corporations, and sometimes there's a lot of crossover. So John had a vision, and John's vision was to bring a community together that was truly an inclusive community. And what that meant, because it doesn't really exist, right? And if you think about the word inclusive, it doesn't matter if you're a vendor, right? It doesn't matter if we are practitioners for 20 years or 20 minutes. You are in a community. And one thing that we all have agreed on over the years was that content is so important. And being able to have public and private sector work together, right, to achieve a common goal. And the common goal is to create a safer financial ecosystem. It's what it is.
I love the idea, and you agree. I am agree with you, and of course with John, that the initiative and the way that you are thinking or to create a coalition didn't exist before.
Is it not?
For one reason. You see the professional people in one silo, okay? We go to the conference, we go to the webinars, we participate as a speakers or attendee, that's it. So the vendors, we see the vendors like, hey, vendor, how are you? I take the souvenir. This is fine.
I take your pen. Right?
Yes, and bye-bye. Yep. And maybe I call you. Okay, so we see vendors as a supplier, as a provider. We don't see vendors as a part of the ecosystem to fight financial crime or to fight economic crimes. Correct. And that's a problem, because you have developed, and I want to include myself, we have developed amazing tools. Mm-hmm. We are on the same page. We are helping corporations to articulate the best strategies to take care of them. Yes. We are not enemies.
and I love, Marta, that you say that, because we are not the bad guys. The bad guys are the ones who are already 10 steps ahead of the people we're trying to help. Because they are way more sophisticated using the technologies that our clients are so scared to use.
Yes.
Right?
So scared, yes.
And so people like yourself and like me, we've been in the industry for a very long time, and we understand the perception of a vendor. But we are partners, and we come to these organizations as solution experts.
Yes.
Because that is where we spend 90% of our time, is trying to help people solve a problem. And the best part is I don't have all the answers. I don't. I might have 50% of the answers. And then maybe I can leverage my relationship with you to say, we have a client, they're trying to achieve this goal. How do we do this together, right? So that's what the CAFC, or the Coalition Against Financial Crime, that's why it's such a great organization, because even vendors are coming together. Vendors are coming together and saying, I want to help you, help them. It's not a competition.
Amazing.
It's education. Everything
Yes.
we do is education forward and community based. And
Yes.
we've seen it over the last 6 months in the events that we've thrown. And we've done a lot. We've done so much in 6 months.
I know.
4 in-person events. I think we've done 5 webinars. We've completed, or we're starting a series called But How, around very relevant topics that our members and the community is asking for. We had our New York holiday party early December. We just concluded our LA holiday party, so coast to coast. And it was an absolute incredible 6 months watching people come together that would never have met otherwise. And now they feel a part of something. And it's such a great feeling.
I love it. And congratulations for all of these achievements in this time. It's a short period of time to accomplish all of these things. I thought that you were in the market for long, maybe 2 or 3 years, as I said before. So, and it's very important to know that, because you are getting stronger. And in fact, I had the opportunity to talk to John like 2 months ago, and he has this strong idea to tie countries like Colombia, Panama, going to Mexico, and expand the coalition there. So tell us about these plans, because I think it's worth it that people there know that this is not only let's call this an American community. No, this is a global community that little by little is getting stronger with ties in different countries.
Yeah, and you're 100% correct in that. So John has aspirations to go into Latin America. We are committed to going into Latin America. We feel that there is a really great opportunity for us to collaborate, and for us to do things that are wildly different from the other organizations that are in the field.
Yes.
We believe that collaboration is critical, and our worlds do intersect. So you can have a relationship with a bank in Chicago or New Jersey, and you're in Brazil. And so there is that relationship. And so we believe that with a lot of the content that we're working on producing, we've talked potentially about certification programs, but LATAM is going to be our primary focus for the second half of 2025, so that we can, in fact, start off the year strong and bring 2026, the CAFC, or the Coalition Against Financial Crime, into LATAM in 2026.
Excellent. And congratulations. And I am happy that these things happens. You know why? Because most of the biggest let's call global institutions are more focused on big countries.
Correct.
And then jurisdictions like Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, smaller countries like Costa Rica, Nicaragua, we have a lot of problems there. We have many lessons to learn there. So we have our own story to tell everybody. And there is a very strong history that we are carrying on for many years. But also we can teach you.
Sure.
We can tell everybody how we can achieve or accomplish situations. Not because we are in small countries, we are doing the things in the wrong way. I think in my case, for example, Colombia is one of the, how can I say, highest regulated markets and countries because our history.
Sure.
But also we have a really strong compliance opinions about how we manage the things.
Yeah.
And we are probably more organized than many countries that can I say in the United States, for example, a regulation about MEL, anti-money laundering regulation.
Yeah.
So in Colombia, the most common economy is now regulated with MEL rules. In United States, no.
No, you're actually correct. And it's interesting, right? Because there are certain, so take financial services out of the equation, right? If you look at some corporations, they're just as heavily regulated as the Colombian financial markets. All right. So where are the lessons learned and where are the crossovers? Where can we learn from each other to, again, achieve that common goal to create a safer financial ecosystem and protect people? It's all about collaboration, right?
Yes.
I want to know what is happening in your market. We all want to know what's happening in your market. We also want to know, even from a how do we help solution things for you? What are the gaps and the holes that you see that maybe we can help solve? So the coming together is going to be remarkable. But I agree with you. I mean, Colombia by far has a lot of regulations. You guys are heavily regulated. And in the US, it's not so much. We're regulated. Let me rephrase that. We're regulated. However, yes, it's a different type of regulation. And
yes,
some of the processes are very different, where we have a little bit more flexibility, unlike the Colombian market.
Yes, and another experience that I can tell you here is, don't think that because your corporation is too big in general. It's a global corporation and you have global policies and you have global programs. All of these things fit in a country.
No.
Because I had that experience. How are you going to ask me to have an MEL Colombian program, when my policies are global? Oh, you need a program in country.
You have to be in country. You have to, because again, even from a jurisdictional perspective, what happens in Malta and what happens in Colombia, jurisdiction-wise, are quite different. So it doesn't matter if you're a global organization, you have to comply with regulations in country.
Yes. Yes. And it doesn't matter if you are global and your policies are very nice. Yeah. And guess what? They don't fit there.
They don't. It is not a one-size-fits-all model. It is not a black box that you're just going to say, this is the policy and now cascade it across the board. You have to take country-specific jurisdictions and regulations into consideration before you say, here's a global policy, because you could actually be leaving yourself open to having a lot of risks and an amount of scrutiny from regulators.
Yes. And now that I'm talking about that, I think the coalition is going to be amazing for that part, because if I need a resources, let's think in Brazil. So I am here in Chicago, United States, and I need to learn something in Brazil. And there is a colleague in Brazil who belongs to the coalition. I can contact the person and the person can teach me, can explain to me what is happening there. This is an amazing part too, to see this kind of cooperation, collaboration, to learn about other jurisdictions regarding regulation to fight crime.
It is. And then that's what's so important. So in our New York holiday party, we had 5 banks, 5 Chinese banks at our event.
Nice.
And it was actually funny because I saw the person's name with the bank they were in. And then I saw another person come in with the bank. I was like, oh, another Chinese bank. And I said, hey, have you met this person? Because they work at this bank. And no, we haven't met, but where are they? And now it's funny because then I happen to look over and I see them all huddled up in a corner and they were just chatting it up and for the whole
nice.
And it was interesting because you would think, I work for a Chinese bank, you work for a Chinese bank, and the things that they were all experiencing was so incredibly different bank to bank. And it's a Chinese bank, they all sit in New York, but even their processes and their policies were so wildly different that they were able to forge a relationship. So to your point, we go to Brazil and we build relationships in Brazil. There's no one better than your community to help you learn.
Local, yeah. I love it.
No one better. And so that's what this organization's about. And the board members are just a fantastic group of people. I believe that I am smarter because of them. I lean on them. They lean on me. We work together as a team. We all have different backgrounds and different career paths and histories. And interestingly enough, we all came together, and you would never know that we have only known each other for 6 months.
This is an amazing experience, and I am eager to participate in this kind of events and be able to talk with you guys. And when you are here in Chicago, probably when I can travel, when you are in New York or LA. So, and in fact, moving forward in Latin America, I think is very strategic for many people who now need to understand other markets or other jurisdictions, and sometimes they don't know how to ask or who can help them. I think this is the most important thing here. This is a key part. So for the audience, Marci, if they want to belong to the coalition, if they want to call you, they want to participate, how they can reach you?
Yeah. So I am easily accessible by LinkedIn, cell phones, smoke signals, WhatsApp, email. Yeah, if they want to reach me, they can, if they feel comfortable sending me a message on LinkedIn, by all means. My name is right here. You can look at the Coalition Against Financial Crime. One of the most active people on the page. So anyone can send me a message on LinkedIn. My CAFC email is Marci, M-A-R-C-I, @cafc.org. But yeah, if anyone is interested in learning more, participating, they just want to be part of the community, we do not charge a membership fee. It is free. So being part of our community is 100% free. And the benefits of being part of our community is as if it was worth $1 million.
That's amazing.
Just by the network you build.
Perfect. No, it's wonderful. So I invite you that once we finish the program, you can repost the video and you can add your information if you want. If you like to do this, because in that way, more people can reach you out. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, I would love it.
Thank you, Marci. And I am very grateful that you are here, and it will be amazing to see you in person. And thank you to John Calderon to start this a crazy but outstanding idea. And I think it's going to be immense, huge. Right. And I expect a lot from you guys. Okay. Yeah. And then let's see what happens in 2025.
Yeah, 2025 is going to be a very exciting year for us. There is a need in the marketplace. We've heard it. We've heard from so many people. We wish there was a. I wish I had a. If I had a network of. I wish I knew regulators. I wish I was able to intersect with law enforcement. And we just heard it so much. John heard it so much. And he said, I'm going to solve this problem.
Yes.
And we did.
He's brave. Okay. Okay, Marci. So let's talk in 2025. Fraude al desnudo is open for you at any time. Okay. The program is always live on Mondays at the same time. However, we can always open the camera for you guys at Thursdays to talk about coalition and fighting crime with the best community worldwide.
That would be amazing. We would love that.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to switch to Spanish to explain people our conversation.
Okay.
And okay, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Thank you. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you too.
Okay, okay, bye bye, thank you.
All right.
Ok, muchas gracias a todos. Tuvimos la oportunidad de hablar con Marci DiGaetano. So, the group of people que estamos, el grupo de las personas que empezó esta comunidad que se llama Coalition Against Financial Crimes, la coalición de la lucha contra el crimen financiero. Es una comunidad muy nueva, pero se está moviendo muy rápido y la idea es que crezca muchísimo, incluyendo la gente de Latinoamérica. Por eso quería que ellos estuvieran acá, porque yo tuve la oportunidad de hablar con John Calderón, y tiene una visión enorme acerca de esto, porque no es una simple comunidad de personas que trabajamos en el mundo de riesgos, trabajamos en el mundo antifraude. No, 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 no. Esta es una comunidad que se complementa, porque como lo dijimos al principio, incluyen los vendedores de productos, de tecnología, de software, de soluciones, consultores, personas que apenas están llegando. Cuando Marci hablaba de ser incluyente, significaba eso, todos son importantes y no ver como al vendedor o al proveedor de una solución, como un enemigo, como una persona que viene simplemente a venderme. Y yo pienso que eso tiene mucho valor y hay un vacío grande en la comunidad actual acerca de esto, porque estamos trabajando como por silos, como por tanques, como por peceras. Y a la larga, aquí esto no es una maratón para saber quién es el mejor, quién vende más, porque el mundo del crimen organizado, como su nombre lo dice, organizado, y el de los perpetradores, tienen una visión mucho más holística y nosotros sí estamos perdiendo esa visión, porque estamos trabajando por cajas. Hoy nosotros tenemos que trabajar en conjunto, trabajar unidos. Y eso es lo que nos ayuda a proteger las organizaciones y protegernos nosotros mismos. Yo creo en la coalición, me gustan sus principios y sobre todo me gusta que en poco tiempo han hecho tanto. No he tenido la oportunidad de asistir a los eventos porque infortunadamente en el segundo semestre de este año estuve viajando mucho. De hecho, me invitaron a ser speaker en 2 veces y hubo un encuentro de mujeres espectacular en noviembre, pero yo estaba con el evento de Auditul. Y esperemos que en el primer semestre del año entrante podamos hacer cosas maravillosas con ellos. Así que yo los invito a que los sigan, o sea, después de este post, de este video, ustedes pueden ver la información de Marci y lo sigan y esperemos que cuando estén en Latinoamérica ustedes puedan ir a los eventos. Como lo dijo Marci, son gratuitos, son incluso, ser miembro de la coalición en este momento es gratuito, así que sean todos bienvenidos y la verdad, esto lo necesitaba el mercado, de tener a toda la comunidad junta, o sea, reunido en un solo espacio, hablando y compartiendo sobre las mejores prácticas para poder entender y actuar ante el mundo del crimen organizado. Nos vemos la semana entrante, si Dios quiere, será 23 de diciembre. No tengo invitado para las 2 próximas semanas, precisamente por ser parte de las fiestas de final de año, pero yo estaré aquí con ustedes el 23 y el 30 de diciembre para que hablemos del resumen del año y hablemos qué es lo que está pasando hoy en día en el mundo corporativo sobre el comportamiento humano, que es algo que nos tiene en el filo todos los días, viendo cómo las personas destruyen el valor económico y el valor ético de las organizaciones con los comportamientos deshonestos. Muchas gracias a todos. Les habló Marta Cadavid y como siempre es un placer tenerlos aquí conmigo. Nos vemos la próxima semana. Recuerden compartir la información porque alguien la está necesitando. Bendiciones. Hasta pronto.